everybody. Welcome back to another Kornercast podcast here on casterscorner.com. I am your host, Cleo, and honestly, there is not much of an introduction. We had Brad on last week, which was a great conversation, and then we've got the, I don't even know what the hell to call it. We should figure out a name for us, guys. We got to figure out a name for the three of us. This podcast is edited. There was alcohol involved. And of course, you know, Jesse and I can hold our shit together. DJ has a few drinks and everything goes out the window. But it is over 2 hours. So we are going to split this up. So this week is part one, a rather sober group of guys talking about action figures. And then as we get into hour two, we get silly and goofy. And I really think that I did not break this week on this show, but I do believe Jesse and DJ at one point or another both break, and I was constantly yelling at them to remember to talk into the microphone, which they continue to not do. So I tried my best with the levels, but it was a great weekend to spend with them, and so you can follow DJ at emryreview.net. You can follow him at Emery Review on all social media, and you can check out Jesse at YFNJman. And go check out, he does these articles for Ripley's, believe it or not. They're really great articles, they're really in-depth, and he pisses off celebrities, and it's really fun to watch the back and forth. So go check those out. So without further ado, part one, our trip to Long Island for summer 2021 with DJ and Jesse. Enjoy, everybody.
Sell back channel and finance Hasbro for 2023.
Yeah, no,
it's crazy the way that the markets are and the values and what people. We're in a weird place because there's so many people don't want to work because they're making more on unemployment, yet somehow affording to figure out how to purchase things like this because somebody's got to buy it. And it's not all me and you.
I keep saying that everything that remains the same with COVID this year, next year is going to explode entertainment wise.
Hope so.
And it's going to be expensive.
Yeah.
And I think we are definitely not on the verge. We're in the middle of expensive toys, and I think it's just going to get
worse. Yeah, and because it's not just the toys, right? It's not just.
No, it's everything.
It's not just Hasbro. Hasbro's got to buy.
It's the shortage of this. It's the shortage of labor. It's everything. But I also think it's going to be greed that you're going to see a lot of things that are going to be very expensive.
Yeah. Well, it always wins out anyway.
But not HasLab shit.
No, not HasLab.
Okay. So
are we on?
Yeah, we've been on.
We've been on. You know that. This asshole's been recording for the last 20 minutes.
God, I got to go whiz.
So you got to stay in the center.
Sorry.
That's
but I move a lot.
You're better. I fixed it. I think there was something wrong with the cord.
Okay.
So
he needs like a monitor to look at. He needs something else to do while he's doing this.
Yeah, no, I do because I have other shit to do. It's weird because
you just have to focus on this.
I'm not even going to know what to do. There's not going to be if you guys bring something up that I have no idea about, I'm not going to be able to chime in.
You don't even have your phone, do you?
I always have my phone.
What's up, Khalil?
I don't know. I've been up since 5:30, 5:45.
Here we go.
Congratulations.
After what, 2 years?
2 years.
Yeah.
2019 was the last one, right?
Back at the edge of the world.
That's some good stuff.
Did we do this before 2 years ago?
Yeah.
Yeah, we did a podcast.
This is the third time.
Well, we didn't do one. No, this is the second one we've done in person, the three of us.
Well, I mean, we've done a lot of podcasts together, obviously. At this point, I don't even know if I can count how many times there's now content out there that I hope nobody ever hears.
Do we have a special section?
Not yet. We should.
Yeah.
I think I don't know if I did one. I did one with just me and you when you had the table there. And then it was me, you, and Jesse.
Last time.
Last time.
All right, yes. Because when you came out to get the TV.
We didn't do one that time.
We didn't do it, but you went to the toy store that time.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Because you said 3 times, and it threw me for a loop because I can't remember things past last month.
Yeah. No. I came out for the TV.
Right. So.
Which, by the way, is glitching. It's fabulous.
What's wrong?
It just sometimes I'll just be watching TV or playing video games, and it just goes black, and then it pops back on. Like,
have you done firmware updates?
It won't let me. It says everything's update, and it won't let me download any new content. Like I can't download Disney Plus even though it's compatible.
There's
Which
got
is
to be a
fine.
way to factory reset it so you can upgrade it.
Yeah, it's fine.
I'll investigate if you're really committed to it.
I'm not.
You got a good run out of it. That was like 4 years ago, right?
3?
3, 4?
3.
That's a good TV run.
No. Like my TV's lasts like a long time.
Good.
Like I still have my TV, my big screen from like 10, 15 years ago. So I don't switch that often.
Yeah.
So it works, and PlayStation gives me all the other stuff. But yeah, no, it was good. I love that comic book or the toy store near you. Like,
So it's Chosen One Collectibles.
I wish
in
they
Babylon.
had. I wish they had more vintage. To be honest with
Yeah.
you, like even if it was loose or something, because I mean that's kind of where my attention is.
They do not purchase loose.
Yeah.
They're 100% sealed only. So
Well, and then that limits what vintage, because I think they only had like 2 superpowers.
yeah.
So, yeah, it's kind of one of those things where I don't know.
All right.
But
So
I like
just
it.
to bring everybody up to speed, bourbon was not good enough for Jesse, so he had to get some soda.
I came prepared. I brought my soda with me.
I should have offered. I'm sorry. Drink your bourbon.
Jesus Christ.
Like
That's
an
a
adult.
fucking brutal.
So we're here
What are we talking about anyway?
in the
The bowels?
the bowels of Long Island, New York.
That's about it. The end of the world,
The-
as Jesse put it.
in DJ's basement.
Oh, wait,
And-
are you doing the intro?
Yeah, like 35 minutes in.
Jesus Christ.
It's important. We're here with the dogs and everybody. And this is DJ from MUReview.net. That's
Thought it was
.net. Once again,
Is this Facebook's?
.com was not available. At MUReview for you, because at MUReview on Instagram was not available.
Can't you just like pre-record this so every time we come on?
No,
we
because
just...
it's funny. It's different every time.
Because he always forgets something.
Right. And then you got Jesse from the Old Chair Show and Yiffy J-Man.
At YFNJ, man.
And then we're here because the Godfather has brought us together in my house.
And Lego Master.
And Lego Master. The
Of
Godfather
course, it had
Lego
to be
Master.
Lego Master. That's what he needs to be called.
Yep.
Listen, you lit the fire, and I just kept going. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So we're on a Caster's Corner, Kornercast for the ages. And now let us proceed to let you all down.
Yeah, no, it's all downhill from now because we're gonna start drinking now.
Right.
Usually we're already drunk when we start these, but we're starting sober, relatively.
So further to catch everybody up, right? We just had a great day shooting with the Litlgeeks. And you guys will get treated to a Lego building competition.
Well, they'll have already seen it at this point because this is airing at like August,
Somewhere in
yeah.
October. This is the Christmas special. That's how far out.
Are we still
Khalil.
doing the intro?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
he's
think
still
so.
doing
I
it.
don't know.
I'm gonna do the intro in post anyway, but he feels the need to do it during the show.
My
so.
intros are so much better.
They're entertaining for sure. So
Anyway, it's brilliant to have you guys here. It is always a pleasure. We've
it's
got
always
bourbon,
fun to make the trek.
Yes.
live clink.
It's the third clink.
It's
we've
sort of
done.
like going to Florida, driving to Florida. Once you hit Florida, you think, "Oh, I'm here." No,
and then you got to go back.
8 hours
Yeah.
to drive to get anywhere in Florida, except for Jacksonville.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have. I mean, there's a lot, right? We have no San Diego. I think the thing that's come up is like we have no more Comic-Con. It's weird. I'm not used to looking at people either.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This is the first live podcast I've done in a year and a half because Bill had come over at the beginning of the pandemic in like March and done a podcast in person, but this is the first one that I'm sitting at a table. So I'm used to like DJ's doing, looking at a screen and playing around.
now we got to actually look at each other and
Yeah.
pretend like we care.
It's awkward. We're gonna have to be attentive this whole time.
Jesus Christ! I
Well,
don't have
maybe
that kind of social currency.
That is the best way I've ever heard it put. But you do have Mitchters.
Do you want to hear about my 2-hour social currency limit?
Sure.
Okay,
Nope.
so well, he says no. Well, I'll just talk to you.
Yeah.
So my theory is, I only have, I can't look at him, 2 hours of social currency at any given time. So if I go somewhere, that doesn't include driving. Like, if 2 hours, man. And once we come to the end of 2 hours, like, okay, it's time to go home.
I
I'm kind of trapped here. So that's what.
Yeah,
it is
you are.
for me.
You can't. Well, I mean, you could walk to the train. It's not that far if you really want to get out of here.
I mean, that is true.
What were you guys talking about?
Nothing.
Okay.
Don't worry about it. No, I don't know. There's no Comic-Con, right? There's no Toy Fair this year again.
But New York Comic Con
yes.
is coming up.
Are you going?
Yeah, I'm going to go on Friday.
You going?
I got a ticket for all 4 days. I don't know.
If Marvel invites us,
boys,
you
you
go.
can
Marvel's not going to invite me.
Hasbro.
Oh, Hasbro. So if Hasbro,
Well, I want to say Marvel. I mean Hasbro.
yeah, no. If Hasbro does a thing, I'll figure out how to go. But that's not going to be at Comic-Con. You don't need a Comic-Con ticket to go to that. You
No,
just
I'm
need
just
an email.
watching the couch shake. I'm wondering what the hell's going on.
That's the dogs.
Okay.
They're wrestling. They put on a show when we have company.
Apparently.
You've been barking this whole goddamn time. We've been here for 6 hours already.
And they know you're an asshole.
That's true.
That's fair.
Very good. Good point.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know what I'm going to do yet.
All right, so we're talking about New York Comic Con.
Yeah.
Are you going to bring the boys to that?
So that was the line, right? Because I was lined up on Sunday to try to get tickets, and even the Pro Pass I could have added to.
Did you do
two
the
kids.
membership thing?
No.
No, I don't
I
even
almost
know what
didn't
the hell
do
that-
it at all because of that membership thing.
That was ridiculous. But Teresa's a teacher, so I
Yeah.
had her submit a thing, and she got in.
I should have
And I
done
think
that.
that's our buddy Brian at Fanboy Factor as well.
Yeah.
is how he's rolling in.
Yeah.
Because you know what? If you have a viable, decade-old news outlet that's respected literally across the entertainment industry, there's no way you're getting into New York Comic Con because you just don't make the cut.
That never made sense to me. It still didn't. Like, I don't get what their criteria is. They're not specific. And when you ask them for clarification, like, hey, what was it that disqualified me? You don't get answers.
No.
They don't answer you back. And it's like,
Try this though. You can reverse fuck this. You're in. Say, hey, how did I qualify this year?
Yes, that's a good point. What did I do different this year?
Was it all the mean things I said about you?
Is that what it is? Because I got a whole barrel full.
I mean, you just texted me, you're like, oh, registration's open. And I'm like, all right, what the hell? I'll throw it in. And then I got the email, and I'm like, I got a badge. How did I get a badge? Like, what? I don't know. I
Damn,
don't care.
who am I fucking?
I just, well, because
Who am I fucking?
the thing is, like, it was, you know how Facebook,
We'll see.
I don't want you in trouble.
Does that stick to this?
No, I won't.
Does that stick to things?
it's different. It's different. It's
Would you
not
do
the
it around your toys?
I do.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah. I do it around my toys. I love my toys.
I don't know what we're talking. Here we go. We're
Just
off the rails.
digging the hole deeper, right out of the gate.
As it were.
I don't know. I lost it. It's gone.
New York Comic Con.
That's what it was. So Facebook sent up reminders like, oh, this is whatever. And I remember posting something like, oh, we're rolling deep in New York Comic Con this year. And I remember there was one year where I would just apply for a badge. Like anybody that called me and was like, hey, I want to get in, I would just apply for a press badge. And they just gave it. We had 10.
Yeah,
We
like, I
had
think the
10
first year I
badges.
started, I got in, and that was it.
The same for me too. It was like I was a website for 3 weeks,
Yeah.
and they're like, "Come on down." And then the next year, I had like an actual following, and they were like, "Get out
No.
of here! Who do you think you are?"
Change of
Well, and then
management.
they would approve Bill, but then or Junior, and they wouldn't approve me. And I was like, this doesn't track like even close.
Well, you know I'm the boss.
Yeah, like I'm just gonna take their badges. You know that, right? Like, and then here we are. Like I got a badge this year, and I really said I wasn't going. And I mean, honestly, the only reason I would go, like I want to go to the Hasbro. If Hasbro does anything, I would go for that. But that's usually typically off-site.
Right, and it's totally unaffiliated.
Right. And I'll go see Zach
Of
at
course.
Diamond. I'll check out NECA. And Mezco typically doesn't go to New York Comic Con. So,
No, they're there, but they're not there to talk. They're there to sell.
oh, that's right. Okay.
Yeah.
But there was a period of time where they didn't go.
Yeah, but they've been for
But
the last 3 or 4.
yeah, that's right. Because you got me the black mask. I remember that.
Mm-hmm.
So, which I still have not opened. But I did not sell it. So
Toy
there
of the
you go.
day.
Yeah, but you told me I'm not allowed to do stuff from older stuff. I have to go way back. That was true.
You can do whatever the hell you want.
Well,
I don't care.
here's the thing. This is really the first con post-COVID that we're all going to. And
Right.
I was not that I'm weird about crowds, but that place is packed. We know
Right.
how packed that place is. You know they're going to sell it to capacity or
Yeah.
as near capacity as they can.
Or whatever the definition of
yes.
Their
capacity
capacity.
is at that
Exactly.
time.
And they're going to oversell whatever that definition is.
Right.
And it's when we move us forward.
Yeah.
And it's I don't know.
And
I
that-
wasn't going to go. My buddy's like, we're going to go. We're going to get the 4-day pass. The experience is terrible. Buying tickets.
Right.
You know, I mean, it was like an hour and a half just to get, and then Saturday was sold out, like
Well,
that.
I was at a wedding with my nephew, and he was I had my phone in the queue for him, and he had his phone in the queue. And we're both in the queue for like an hour and a half. Nothing happening, and he finally got in. When I started talking to his sister, who's a teacher, I was like, "Hey, you should just apply for him." And everybody's like, "Oh yeah, let's do that." And he's like, "Oh, I got it." I'm like, "All right."
Well, and so
I wonder if I can still apply. It's for the teacher thing.
You probably, I think you have to have proof.
And also be like an actual teacher.
I'm close. I'm real fucking close.
What aren't you actually a teacher? Are you qualified?
I don't have the certification yet. They're reviewing my cert. So, and actually, I think it's been approved.
Okay.
I think
I will be teaching in the fall.
They didn't meet you.
I'm sorry?
They definitely didn't meet you. It was all email.
I'm spoiled. I'm incredibly spoiled.
We know, but why?
I've never had to buy a badge for a convention.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I'm not. No, I'm not. Look, I'm
I
not
mean, that's
trying
why
to show
we do
off.
this,
like,
though, right? Like
it
that was
is.
one of the
No,
earlier
absolutely.
motivations.
Absolutely.
Is to be a part of this and to be, to not have to do that, because not for nothing, when guys like the three of us show up, we're bringing value to them.
Yeah.
Right.
Excitement.
Right.
Right.
We're bringing excitement. We're talking about it. We're talking about the things that come out of it. We're talking about it itself, and the fact that they're just going to let in IGN and MTV.
I mean,
great.
It's a different demographic for those two places
Right.
too. Like it's
Hardcore nerds follow us.
yeah, but I think there's a different perspective. They're corporate. We don't give a shit. We'll talk shit about anybody.
Fair enough.
Like we'll tell you how actually it is. Like and no, I mean I didn't see value. I still don't. I would not go to New York Comic Con or San Diego Comic Con because I love going to San Diego. I wouldn't go as an attendee. Like if I
Really?
were to close up shop and be done with
You would not go to San Diego.
No.
Really?
No. There's no for me there's no like this is gonna come across really shitty. But for me
We already think very low of you anyway.
the value comes in getting to do the different things.
Okay.
Right? And if you go as an attendee, you don't have that access. Like
You're talking beyond whatever panels and stuff like that. You're just talking about the access to the important people.
Right.
Yeah.
And you get to enjoy the convention in a different way. The access you get and the things you get to do are very different. Like I get to, in between doing things, I get to go to the third floor of a hotel and hang out in the in the waiting
Hookers?
area. No, not
Cocaine?
those. No. I haven't
Cocaine and
seen it.
hookers?
No,
Hookers and below.
nothing. And just watch.
Regular strippers.
I did see strippers at a booth at San Diego Comic-Con once, paid by a toy manufacturer to try to get men into his booth to buy things.
Does not surprise.
It does not. And if I told you who it was,
Mattel.
no. I will say it off air. I will say it off air.
McFarlane.
Just put your hand over the mic.
I'll say it later.
It was Mattel or McFarlane.
Because I can't prove that they were strippers or hookers, but they definitely did not look like normal cosplay models.
So I don't want to digress too much, but I used to attend E3 professionally.
Oh, and they
the
scheduled that
shame
one.
in that place is non-existent.
What is that like? Not
That
the
is-
shame. I'm familiar with the shame.
I mean, it's a bunch of everything's big,
Mm-hmm.
like just huge. Everything is the Marvel booth, right? EA, Ubisoft, Nintendo, Sony. This is what it used to be when earlier, huge, just way over the top, and girls dressed in absolutely nothing, just trying to usher you in,
Right.
because it's all pro. It is all pro. So
Yeah.
they're buying, they're
It's
selling.
like Toy Fair.
Yeah.
So what is it equivalent? Like, not community wise, but I guess attendance
Demographics.
wise. What is it compared to Toy Fair?
It's definitely more dense, and it's certain like it's more professional, right? Like it's a lot more about the entertainment. Where I think if you go to Toy Fair, you're there for business.
Right.
Absolutely.
Nobody's trying to dupe you in it. Nothing is crazy over the top. If they got a wrestler coming down to sign autographs, they want you in the booth. But this is like, I wouldn't put it past an E3 to just have somebody standing naked in the middle of the booth handing out tickets for free booze.
Didn't they?
Like that's back in the day.
Didn't they? I also heard that they schedule back to back, and there's a date or two that are overlapping, where it's like the electronics show, right? E3, and then
maybe in the past, E3 I think has shifted a little.
Is it Vegas though, right?
See, E3's also moved to Vegas. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so that would be more modern times.
So they would, like whatever, they would schedule so that E3 would either start or end and overlap by a day with the AVNs.
Oh my goodness.
For real? Or are you fucking?
I'm serious.
No, I believe it
That's
100%.
That's awesome.
And so you get all these nerdy guys and all these porn stars. And
what a wonderful world.
I believe they refer to that as synergy.
they definitely work that. So, no, I
Would you go to the AVNs?
No, I don't think
No,
so.
would you go?
No.
Okay.
Well, back to our original discussion of the crowds and what Comic-Con is, right? And just being surrounded by sweaty people you don't really want to be around. The kids are not going. They're not going to go to AVNs. And they're not going to go to Comic-Con.
They're going to be very disappointed not going to the AVNs.
They
I got to tell you.
They were not thrilled about not going to Comic-Con, but they're not vaccinated, and I don't want to expose them. There's the whole Delta variant thing, and I honestly, there's like a part of me that's at least this big that feels like next year this time we're going to be doing this from our houses again. Because
we were
you just
talking
don't
about
know.
that on the way.
Yeah. Like it's going to shut down again because people just don't care.
Right. It's we're open way too fast. We're charging to get back to normal, and nobody's saying, "Hey, let's take a beat," because the whole I don't want to say politically, but the far right who's like everything's fine, this is all BS anyway.
Don't tread on me. Yeah.
Seem to be driving this force to go back to normal, and I want normal the same as anybody else.
There's a decent amount of anxiety last night for me to do this. You guys took a train. Yeah.
I don't think it's unappreciated. I understand what you had to get over to do that.
And it was like I really wrestled with the idea of like driving, like trying to figure out like, is there a way I can pick you up somewhere and we can drive in? And then if we drove, did we have to stay here? And like, how could we work it? And how could we plan it? And
for future reference, you're always welcome. We have multiple couches. You're good to go.
The problem is I had to work in the morning.
I know,
so like,
which sucks.
That's the problem. Well, somebody got hurt and they're out, and I'm the supervisor. So
listen, wild masturbation accidents happen, and as a supervisor, you have to mitigate.
Yeah, let's not go there. Let's just not do
the problem
that
for
one.
me.
I feel like I just hit the nail right on the head. Is what happened.
The problem with me is that I only have a 2-hour social currency window, so I can't sleep here.
Right, but finish that up and let me pour you a multiplier.
But it was like, hey, I got to be around people. We got to be close. And I forgot where I was the other day, where I was just like, oh, we went out to dinner. Like we went out to dinner for something, and we just looked around and we were like, this isn't normal. Like everybody's acting like nobody's wearing masks. Everybody's just walking
It's over.
normal.
I know, it's weird.
We went for our anniversary. We went out to dinner, and we went there last year, same place.
I know. Yeah.
And it was like 1/3.
Yeah.
The tables weren't even there for 1/3 of the place, and we felt weird even then. It was summer. It was our anniversary. It was a special thing, but they were like, "All right, it's full capacity, and we're gonna do things for our wait staff, and we're gonna put everybody that comes in first on a single row next to each other." And
Yeah.
the meal was amazing.
I mean, I was as close. The table next to us was as close as me and Jesse are, and I'm like, that's like, I had a panic attack.
Yeah.
Like it was crazy. And last night it was like, my girlfriend was like, "You want to get dinner?" And I'm like, "Yeah, no, I'm not eating tonight. Like, I got nerves. Like, it's just it is what it is." I got up, I did the thing, I got on the train, it was fine. You know, I didn't have to sit next to anybody. I was lucky. Had my mask on the whole time.
Yeah, there wasn't really anybody on the train coming up either.
So it was just one of those things where it's like, I don't know. I don't know if I really want to go back to normal. Like, I've liked a lot of this stuff this year.
100%, I agree. I think a lot of... I would... In any regard, I think we had a conversation about going to the movies on our last podcast, right? I don't want to go to a movie theater. I've never
But you hated movie theaters anyway.
I hate movie theaters. So the fact that I can just stream HBO Max, whatever... I think Space Jam is up on all the streaming services now.
Yeah.
Did you see Widow?
I saw Widow.
You saw it.
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
Okay.
Enjoyable.
I was good. And, like everybody has said, this isn't a spoiler, but 100%.
She's dead.
I'm ready. No.
Oh.
I'm ready for... I'm not saying either or. I am ready for a new Black Widow.
Really?
And she stole the show.
She qualifies.
Yeah.
She did very well, and I think the Marvel Universe will be well served
to have her step up, for sure.
Absolutely. I think Scarlett Johansson played. I don't think she had anything left to do with that role anyway.
No, and somebody's review was, it was, and I'm trying to stay away from spoilers, but like the idea of like she was a supporting character. Like she wrote
So
off.
it wasn't her movie.
No, I would say it was Florence Pugh's movie. And
Maybe like 60-40.
So is it the blonde that's taking the role over?
Yeah.
Did she take the role over? Or is it just assumed that it's coming?
It's assumed. It's kind of like we're heading in that direction.
Okay.
Stay for the after credits.
Yeah, you'll understand.
I know. I mean,
Right.
well.
But yeah, I think there's. It picks you up, right?
I said I would like a server to bring me more ice, but I just mouthed it to Jesse very quietly.
Loki was good. Loki was better.
Loki was real good.
There are people out there that like I've talked with my boss about all the Marvel shows. He's an older guy. He's late 50s, but he loves all the Marvel stuff. He hated it.
Really?
Which was an interesting perspective to hear because I loved it. I like this. I think probably for the more layman, the more not deep comic fan nerd, getting into a lot of the multiverse, getting into a lot of the time stuff.
Too much?
I think maybe it was a
TVA,
little bit overload.
robots.
Yeah.
but
I loved it.
I loved
I
it
did too.
Fucking awesome.
I did too. I think he played it perfectly,
So well acted.
and I thought it was going in one direction. You've seen it, right? You saw the end of it, right?
I'm done.
I thought it was going in one direction. Like, because after watching WandaVision and after watching, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Captain the Winter Soldier now, I think the idea was like, hey, don't get your hopes up. Like, Steve's not on the moon. He's not going to show up. Like, Mephisto's not going to show up and be like the bad guy.
God
right?
damn it. Every time. Falcon, Winter Soldier, Mephisto. WandaVision, Mephisto. No. Loki, Mephisto. No. Fuck. It's never Mephisto.
And, so in my head, I'm going, listen, every time they come up against something, it's a Loki, right? Like, it's Owen Wilson's going to end up being a Loki because he survived the.
Oh, that would have been dope.
That would have been really good.
Well, because the idea is like, there you go. Like, because they said that, like, Loki survive and nobody survives that desolate wasteland.
Yeah.
Owen Wilson survived. So I'm like, oh, he must be a Loki. So, like, all these things in my head, I'm going around. I'm like, and the end.
Is the TVA all Lokis?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you're not wrong.
Like, and so when the finale
Oh my
happened,
God.
I'm like, I thought it was going to be King Loki, and they're going to walk into his thing with like the armor and everything. The picture you showed me, and I thought it was going to be because it's that one Loki we haven't seen yet from the trailers, and I thought that's what it's going to be. And then when it flipped, and I'm like, they really did. And everybody was like, it can't be Kang. They're not going to throw him away. It's going to be really crappy. You can't just throw in a. And I go, guys, everybody that complaining about the complexity of it. And I'm thinking to myself, everybody would consider The Wizard of Oz a classic movie and one of the better movies to come out of our past. Like, it's a seminal movie. It's important to our culture. Like, everybody likes it. We don't hear a lot of criticism about the storytelling, the beats. And it's like, no. Like, you expect something. It was Willy Wonka, and it was
That's a good
The
analogy.
Wizard of Oz all together, mashed into one. And the thing about, like, the villain ends up at the end being somebody that you didn't see coming worked out perfectly.
Right.
Like,
And the stage is set.
yeah. But there's 2 stages going on now.
Arguably, there's 2,000 stages, or 2 million
Well,
stages.
but no,
or
no.
200 billion stages going
No,
on.
there are 2 stages.
Go on.
There is the multiverse, which Doctor Strange and Spider-Man now and Wanda and like all that stuff that is going to play into the multiverse, right? Mm-hmm. But then there's a second stage that started with Cap and the Winter Soldier, with what's her name, the Countessa, recruiting John Walker. And so now you've got competing. That's what I mean by 2 stages.
Oh.
You've got the mystical multiverse, and
then
you've got the espionage.
kind of the
so you've
street
got the
level.
yeah.
You think
Well,
they'll
right,
do Dark
it's
Avengers?
I don't know.
The Contessa was in Black Widow, wasn't she?
I don't know.
No.
So-
I mean, come on. When this isn't going to air until 1622.
But
so
you didn't watch it.
It doesn't matter.
1622.
I'm going
That's
back
how
in
old
time.
he is. 1622 is his future.
You want to hear? Yeah. So you want spoilers?
I saw a picture of her, so I just assumed that she was there.
She's there.
She's there. So, it's that. So we've got these two competing things, and they were saying that General Ross looked like crap. I mean, you've seen the pictures of what's his name, William Hurt looks like crap in the movie. He's supposed to look gaunt, and they make fun of like your third triple bypass or whatever it is, and you have to wonder if he's going to take some super soldier serum and become the Red Hulk.
Yeah,
or is it going to be Abomination?
Abomination.
And do we bridge that quickly to Shang-Chi?
I think you do.
Like a head snap quick, really, if that's the case.
Wow.
He's in the trailer.
Abomination.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
So,
that's interesting. That's an interesting thought.
So, I mean, I think we've got these two competing things where it's instead of like this focused tunnel that the MCU goes through, we've got sectors now of the MCU that are dealing with different things. And I think Guardians are going to throw that into a whole different...
You're right. That's going to be,
go at a cosmic level.
Yeah. I don't think we're going to see Nova or Quasar, any of those weird things that nobody cares about. But
who likes Nova anyway?
I don't know. I can't figure that out. Why anybody would like
Nova
that shit.
is the single best character that Marvel has ever written, and you guys are a bunch of fucking assholes.
Character.
But yeah, I just think we've got a lot of different, and I think the complaints that everybody has about like the movies and stuff, I'm like, you clearly haven't read comic books. Like, this is what happens. There are periods of time where you hate or don't like it, and then you come back because there's a storyline that you like. And they're playing the long game. Like, they don't have any plans of stopping.
Right.
Like comic books.
They are definitely playing a long game.
Yeah.
It's wild. So I mentioned Brian Fanboy Factor. I proofread some of his stuff, and he throws me all his DC stuff. And I'm like, how did DC get to this point in time with garbage like this? Like, because he's going over origin stories for all the kinds of characters, and I'm reading it, and he's telling the story perfectly because he's doing a good job. Yeah. But I'm like, this would not fly today. This is like, there's no continuity. This guy's been rebooted 16 times in 25 minutes.
Yeah.
And there's a bridge, I promise, right? Obviously, Marvel has done a lot of the same. I feel like they're better at downplaying it and making it slightly less noticeable. And it seems like now we're getting to a point in the movies where that's going to start rolling out, and we're going to start
transitioning
seeing
new actors into roles,
and characters are going to die and come back, and timelines are going to reset, and things are going to be different when they were the same before. And back to the layperson, I'm curious to see how that translates and how that's accepted.
Well, I mean, it opens it up with Loki saying that there are, for the most part, different variations, right? So Loki is Loki, and Sylvie is a Loki, and like that means that like your chromosomes could change or your parents could change, but you still might end up being that character.
Like Jesse is a Loki. I've been trying to tell you that for like 10 fucking years.
It's possible.
Nobody's that ridiculous all the time.
I don't know. You come pretty close.
I try.
Yeah.
This is weird doing this face to face.
It is.
I feel like I gotta like go pee and make myself more comfortable or something.
I'm gonna go upstairs to the compound.
Yeah, can I dial in from my computer?
Sure.
All right.
We'll do this. We'll still
bring the
do it.
laptop.
Jesse, you go to the couch with your iPhone. You stay here with all your stuff. You guys drink too slow.
Fine.
Both of you finish right now. I'm going to say some stuff, all right? So just to bridge to the next thing, right? We are on the eve of the next HasLab.
Oh, boy.
A lot of people excited. That was yesterday for you guys.
See where it's at.
Keeping time.
Why are we saying Eve? Eve is before.
And why do I get so excited about that? Where it's at? Why do I care?
You were on the. We were on the aft of the eve.
Aftermath.
Yes.
Of the announcement by Hasbro that Galactus hungers and he comes for our financial freedom.
I am both excited and disappointed in the reveal.
Are you?
Yeah.
Wait, hold on a second. 65.38. That's how many.
All right, so they need to get 14,000 at $3.99. I'm a backer. Khalil's going to be a backer, whether or not. And
yeah,
I've got a couple expenses coming up that I have to wait until they're done.
But you'll back.
But I'll back it. Yeah,
like
I'm in.
If the world changed and they were like, it's ending tomorrow, you'd find a way.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah, there's credit cards.
So there are three backers here, right? So let's go around the table, highs and lows. You start. Lego Master.
for Galactus's reveal.
Yeah,
or,
for the reveal.
We all knew it was coming. I think the high point for me was when Dwight said that they didn't reuse any parts from the Sentinel. That is 100% new.
Blew my mind.
Which I think is which is what makes swallowing that higher price easier. Because I'm like, okay, so they tooled everything originally for this figure. Okay, that takes a lot more money. I know what goes into it. Okay, $100 more makes sense to me.
It's only $50 more.
Okay,
because the Sentinel was $349.
Yeah. Okay,
go on.
I've bought too many of these stupid things lately. It's kind of 2 Thunder Tanks, 3 Sentinels, plus
2 Turtle Doves, and a punch.
Yeah, pretty much. Low point was the fact that it was Galactus. Like,
that's a low point, really?
Yeah, because
you wanted a Fantastic Four.
I wanted something different.
Okay.
What did you want?
I wanted something that wasn't a figure.
Hold on. I'm going to throw you the question on the spot that was thrown to me last night. If you could choose the next 3 HasLabs,
Jesus,
what would they be?
The next 3?
The next 3. Because someone incredibly famous to this cause asked me that last night, and I was like, I don't know anything.
Well, I mean, first of all, Fantastic Car, like,
okay.
I think would have been a good one with lights and sounds and the whole team. Like the car,
all in a package.
All in a package.
Herbie
Fantastic
too?
Four in a box. Herbie,
Doom,
Franklin,
Doom.
everybody.
Oh, you got to have Doom.
Yeah, like
no way you
full
don't have
Fantastic Four in a box, ready to go.
Doom's Castle, by the way, was one of the ones on my list.
That's cool. Interesting.
But go on.
Okay.
It is. I think
I didn't
that
verbalize that one. I went with other stuff. Mentally.
Next 3. So Fantastic Car. Well, because I was hoping for a Fantastic Car. So that that's one.
And they led you there.
Yeah,
they
and
did.
I don't necessarily. I don't think they could do a Quinjet or Blackbird that everybody wants. I don't think they could do it justice. I don't think a Danger Room could be any better than what we could customize and build ourselves. Like,
so, I don't know. I think they could do it justice. I don't think reasonably an everyday collector could do it justice to display it.
Right. Well, because I got the NECA backdrop. I love it. Like, I love it for what it is. I love it for displays and for photographs. It's great, right? But when I look at it, I go, I could build something. Like, a friend got it for me. I love it. I'm not regretful of it. But the idea of, like, it's not as special. It's not something that is out of the realm of possibility of me making. So whatever it would be would have to be something that I couldn't do myself and do it justice. Let's put it that way. I don't know. I really don't. I mean, Sentinel's like big.
They knocked out Master Mold with Sentinel.
Yeah.
And I think that was probably one of the best things about that campaign.
I don't know. I don't know what else. Like, because I think my head is stuck of, like, everybody wants a Blackbird, everybody wants a Quinjet. And they prototyped out, or they planned out a Quinjet for Toy Biz. Like, Quinjet was supposed to be a 2-wave, like, 12-part thing, and they had it all modeled out and ready to go, and then they couldn't do it. So that doesn't really do much for me. I want, like you said, maybe not Doom's Castle, but something. I can't think of something that's as iconic in Marvel that would be like a playset. Like, Doom's Castle's just a castle. You can get the Marvel Select throne and then build a castle around it, or get a castle. Danger Room, you can get the Diamond Select stuff and piece it together. I don't know. I don't know what's left in the tank. I mean, they would do the Living Tribunal and Mogo. No, Mogo's DC. Ego. Like, you could do stuff like that, but, like, why?
Well, and honest, those were on my list, but even presenting those to the conversation I was having, I said, but nobody's going to buy that.
Right. Yeah.
Right. Like, I want that.
Yeah.
Right. But it's not mass appeal.
And even, like, if you were to say, like, in a box, like, if you were to go Chitauri Invasion in a box, diehards, yes. The average person,
Annihilation Wave in a box.
But they do that stuff already.
Right. It all comes out as single figures.
So, like, what is large scale enough
to qualify for a HasLab?
Yeah.
It's not an easy question.
It's
which is why when I was asked that last night, I stalled as much Good, because
Well,
I was
because-
like, I don't know.
Because if you look at what they the first time around, what did they do? They did Galactus, they did a Sentinel, they did MODOK, and they did what's his name, Mojo. They did Mojo.
They did Mojo?
Yeah, he was the.
You're talking Toy Biz days.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was
all
a
right.
Luke Cage wave.
All right, yeah.
With Psylocke and all of them.
Oh, you're talking Build-A-Figures now.
Yeah.
All right.
No,
you
but I'm
changed
thinking about
gears.
I'm thinking about the bigger scale things that they have done in general. It's like Galactus, Sentinel, Mojo, MODOK. Well, they're doing MODOK. All right, they've done MODOK. They can do
Twice.
Mojo in a retail package.
Right. It
So
doesn't
it's
need
like-
to be... The things that need to be a HasLab, I agree, are...
Fury's Fantastic Car. It was prototyped out. They never did it. They actually, I know somebody who has one from the MCU or the Marvel Universe line that you don't have.
That's all right. My claim to the most complete collection is long gone.
So I don't know. I don't know what's left for them to do on a large scale that would get me in there to do another one. Like,
So, Jesse, can you answer this question without an existential crisis?
The next three? No, not at
What
all.
about one?
Fantastic car. You're going to get a Quinjet.
I think that's what's left
What about a
to do.
helicarrier?
Oh, I want that. I want a helicopter.
But you're not
going
going to get one for Legends.
Right, you're not, but wouldn't it be fucking cool?
Yes, but they're not going to. It'd
It
be
would
like
be-
$1,000.
That's like the sail
size of
barge.
me.
Why can't they just do the sail barge again? It'll just be the carrier.
Because that was for 3 3/4.
Yeah.
Marvel
No, I
Legends is
get
6
it.
inch.
I mean, I get it. I understand.
Um,
Just throw them two or
Or
three
maybe they just
custom.
serve all those fans with the hundreds and hundreds of Marvel Universe figures.
Avengers Tower, Daily Bugle, like
I thought about Avengers Tower.
Daily Bugle would be cool, too. That would be cool.
Yeah, but how?
but there's not iconic like
Yeah.
things like, you know, He-Man, Castle Grayskull, Snake Mountain, Eternia, the Horde, like Princess the
And
Castle, like
G.I. Joe, you've got vehicles. And
Right.
Star Wars, you have all kinds of stuff.
Thundercats, the Cats, like all these other properties have
Silverhawks, you
like
got the jet.
locations that are like paramount
Larger
to
than
the
life.
yeah,
And core.
and can't be done at retail.
Right.
And
But what does
Marvel
Marvel have? Marvel, to the detriment of HasLab, is character driven.
Right. And it always has. Marvel stuff has always, like, if you think about the secret, like, Superpowers line was the Hall of Justice and the Batmobile and the Supermobile and the Solar 7, and, like, they had vehicles, right?
Because they got into that in the 80s.
But they were established things in the comics. Whereas with Marvel, when they did the Secret Wars, it was like Doom's Roller and like the Fantastic Four, or the Captain America cycle with like the sidecar.
Right.
Like,
Thanos
Just
copter.
Can't be crap.
right, like
The Thanos copter as the next fucking HasLab.
no, make that the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive.
Either way.
that's pretty good.
Yeah, like
But still,
full size.
a 6-inch scale helicopter full of ridiculous.
Well, how did I not think of this? How did I not think of this?
What, the tennis copter? Because I just said it.
Fing Fang Foom.
Well,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, especially
I mean,
for,
there have been
yeah.
people clamoring for that for a long time.
I still have
but how
mine.
you gonna, okay, so what are you going to do? You're just going to have a 6-foot Fig Fan Foom?
Yeah,
Okay, I'm down with that.
you really got to talk into the
I
center.
know. I told you I need a mic. The worst. I'm just going to hold it.
Well, because you're talking like this.
I know.
So, like,
I know. I'm weird.
Incredibly strange.
Fuck off, dicks.
You guys still drink too slow.
Anyway,
I'm not
can I-
shooting the
can I
bourbon. You
tell-
told us we can't shoot the
I
bourbon.
didn't shoot the bourbon.
Can I
sipped.
tell
I'm
you what
sipping
my
the bourbon,
problem is
too.
with the stupid Galactus?
Go ahead.
It's not big enough. If they retold it, why not? It's got to be.
Because they can't make it 6 feet tall.
I know that. I got it. So it's shoulders and head above the Sentinel,
That
right?
Yeah.
pleased me, though.
No, don't get me wrong. I'm glad it's bigger, but come on, a little bit bigger. Come on, a little bit bigger.
You just reminded me about how I unintentionally started this conversation, the pluses and minuses of Galactus, and we got off into totally.
Well,
fuck
you
all nowhere.
did that.
I did, but I really actually cared about the pluses and minuses.
Well, so what are your pluses? Everything else is a plus to me. The minus is just, and it's only it's nitpicking.
Yeah.
I mean, the light up stuff looks amazing. The hands are. I was.
They put some love into this one.
They
I was
did. No.
floored
They-
with the hands
look.
of the Sentinel. This looks even another level, which is crazy.
I'm not complaining about it at all in any way. Like, I want it. I'm gonna get it.
The
My
stretch
only
goals.
my thing is, it better not be a goddamn Silver Surfer as a stretch goal.
Okay, I was just about to ask. Do you
I
know
need
what the stretch
Morg.
goals
I
are?
need
No.
Firewalker. Is it Firewalker?
Wait, you don't-
Fire
wait,
Lord. I need
so
Fire Lord.
you
I
don't-
need Fire.
If
I need Frankie
Surfer's
Raynova.
one, just one of the stretch goals, you're going to be annoyed.
I'm gonna be annoyed.
Okay.
Even just one. Because not for
Yeah.
nothing, we've been served.
It
We
better
have
not be
Silver
the
Surfer.
Yeah, I
first.
get it.
It
No, I
better not be the
understand.
first stretch goal.
There should be nobody out there that wants Galactus that doesn't already have Silver
Understood.
Surfer.
No, I agree, but I would not be surprised if there's some version of Silver Surfer shows up.
If it's like the
Zombie one.
fourth or fifth stretch
the-
goal, yeah, that's fine.
The
I'm fine with that.
Fine, not the
You
first.
think you're going to get 5 stretch goals on this one?
No, but I'm
You think
saying
you're going to get 5 stretch goals on this one?
no, but it better not be the first one.
I'm
I
agreeing.
need all those heralds. I need every single one. Honestly,
What if
when
they came in a pack?
I would love that. When I first started doing Universe, one of the first customs I chased were the heralds, because we got the Galactus pretty early on, 2010, 2011, and I was like, I need everybody.
Is that over there? Is that why you're pointing over there?
Yeah, I'm pointing out. It was the original Universe Galactus.
Oh, I see it.
All right, and he came with the Silver Surfer, which made sense
No, he didn't.
because
You don't have the original then.
Oh, boy, here we go.
no, that's the San Diego Comic-Con one. That's the one without.
Right.
Yeah, no,
You said it
that's
came with Silver Surfer.
the second one.
Okay.
the dark
So, okay.
Galactus came with the.
I'm
Silver Surfer.
just clarifying.
Yes, that's our original. The dark has moved on from our house because honestly, you just need the original. But yeah, I need the heralds. I want Morg. There's so many. The Fallen one. I love the Fallen one. My dad made a custom of the Fallen one. He is gone now, so that's like a special thing to me. I would love to see that in 6-inch. And he's not that hard to paint myself, but I'd rather not do it.
It's official.
Yeah. Like
You're spending $400.
Yeah, well, you know,
Excuse me.
I
stretch, motherfucker.
but so what would stretch goals be good for him?
The heralds.
Okay, besides the heralds, like figures, yes, but like
Galactic-sized nuts.
How about a devoured planet?
Yeah.
that would be
cool.
fun. But is that enough to warrant?
I don't know what that means. Like maybe you can have a core of a planet.
You
like an
don't know
apple
what
core.
warrant means? I find
No.
that hard to believe.
She's my cherry pie.
That's totally not even what I was going for, but God
That's
bless
a
you
good
for
one.
throwing
That's a
that
good
out.
pull. But I'm thinking
Jesse's
like
been
what
to jail a bunch.
Sentinel had. Jesus Christ! There it is. What else could we have? Like,
I don't know what else is involved with Galactus. I like the cored out core of a planet. The
Isn't there-
heralds.
isn't there Franklin Richard? Well, I mean, besides figures, like,
Oh, that would be cool.
yeah.
I like a little Franklin.
No, I think they showed a comic or something of like an adult
Oh, really?
bearded Franklin Richards like controlling Galactus or
A
something.
2-scale ultimate nullifier that I could just have.
I mean, I think you could just have it if you really
I
wanted
could
it.
have. I haven't got to fix it first, but I could have it.
Yeah. See, this is the shit you got to build.
Those
Like
kind
that's
of
cool,
ambitions.
but like
That's
we got to get some props. We
That's
gotta
a
slice-
magnum opus right there. That is never to be topped. I'm pointing to my Teletran 1.
Yeah, it's
Masterpiece
Magnum opus.
plus. Magnum opus, Magnus. I don't know. It's one of those two.
So I don't know. I don't know. I'm not disappointed. Like in that it's something that's impressive. Like it is. It's like it's a guarantee. But like as far as large scale characters that have a wide appeal, like it's, I think Foom is. I mean, we could do Frost Giants, but again, you're not going to get people.
Yeah.
Right.
do it.
It's going to be a limited audience.
You know, I think.
What about the direction of instead of creating characters, maybe new ways of playing with toys? Optimus Prime it's not HasLab that,
No, that wasn't a HasLab.
but
which
something
is
like that
right.
where you have a Spider-Man that I don't know, animatronic Spider-Man. Maybe the stuff like that is the next.
It might
level.
be
A better Deadpool head that you could actually fucking program
or talk to.
yes.
rightfully interact with.
Yeah.
See,
a good
that's the
idea.
kind of stuff that maybe they should move. The Sesame Street Cookie Monster.
Yeah, that didn't get funded, though.
No, I know, I
Like
understood.
the only HasLab to date. that didn't
Right,
get
I
funded.
understand. No, I understand that, but I mean, it's just
If it was
different,
Deadpool,
different directions of. That's what I think they're going to do instead of. They're going to do Quinjet. They have to do Quinjet. They don't have to, but I mean, come on.
I think it's on the short list. I think if you're looking at Blackbird versus Quinjet, I think the Quinjet is more feasible because it's less people to fit in there. I mean, you have to fit the 2 pilots and a few in the back, and you're fine. The Blackbird would take up the size of your foosball table.
Right, it's gotta be
bar
long.
chart. Yeah.
to
And
properly scale.
if you were asked the next 3 HasLabs, that means they're
thinking about it, and they're
Yes.
probably also having conversations just like we
Yeah.
had right
Yeah.
now, right? Because it's not an easy question to answer.
Well, but then the question is, do you enter the MCU, and is there anything large enough in the MCU that would warrant besides a Quinjet? Because I think if they did a Quinjet, it would be an MCU Quinjet. It would not be a Marvel comic
Yeah.
proper
Right.
one.
helicarrier.
I don't think there could ever be a helicarrier that would do it justice.
Size wise, yeah, it would have to be. It
I mean,
wouldn't be
even-
How
because
big is
it
that?
would be-
The Joe carrier.
7 feet.
Is that how fucking?
and that came out in 1980X.
And it took up 2 rooms in our house.
You had it? Do you still
I
have
had
it?
No, we threw
But
it out.
I mean,
We threw out a lot. I threw out
We have
Gray
those
Skull
stories, too.
and
We got rid of that.
Cat's Lair, and I had every playset under the sun.
What
They
was the
all
name of
went-
that?
We did
that
too.
Is
What?
it just the helicarrier? What was the name of that set?
The flag, the USS
USS
flag.
Flag. I had the Mobile Command Center.
I didn't have those. I got into late, so Flag got it. My mom doesn't remember buying it, but I'm trying to find a picture. I think there's a picture of me lying on the floor next to it, because I remember putting it together, and we had a Christmas party where my friends came over.
Were you trying to fuck it?
No, it was like 7.
He told me to say it.
It sounds like something I'd say.
Why is there a controller like nailed to your wall?
It's a light switch.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That works. Yeah, no, it's as a kid, it was like I think it has fueled my current situation where it's like, if you buy one, you have to buy them all, because that was with my childhood. It was like, if you buy one superpowers, we have to get them all. If we buy one He-Man, we have to get them all.
I'm
And it was-
destroying my children just like that.
Yeah, just
They
wait.
probably hate toys.
I hope so.
So the question is, we're
My
surrounded,
kids do.
We're surrounded by toys, and the question came up before we turned on the mics, I think, is what are you going to do with all this shit if anything ever happens?
Wait. Let's shelve that for now.
Okay.
That's a good point, but I'm not done talking about the HasLab yet.
Okay.
And that's a whole different topic. So Marvel, whatever. Let's talk about Star Wars HasLab. Star Wars, I could do so much,
Well, the Rancor slipped right during one of the Q&As,
and
on
it was an
Thursday.
accident. Right?
It was an
not
accident.
supposed to
You
be
can
revealed.
clearly see Patrick look, because I think the problem is, I think they were so close to the New York Times releasing that article.
Which article?
There was an article about the crowdfunding.
Oh, really?
In the New York Times.
Okay.
And
HasLab in particular. What you got? there,
Yes.
son? HasLab in particular.
HasLab and Super 7
No shit.
doing the crowdfund thing about the pre-orders and stuff like
was
that.
it a positive article?
Yeah, no. It was about the new model of where people are going to pay up front and not get stuff from like a year or
Yeah,
two.
I know.
Is it hoppy? If it's hoppy, I don't want it.
Weren't we just crying? Wasn't I just complaining about that?
What?
About the being, as my friend DJ likes to say, in relationships with Hasbro
Right.
for
like,
figure.
I
You know,
would just love to go to a store, buy a toy,
That's
and
all I
enjoy
wanna
it.
do.
I don't
And-
want to hang out with you for 2.5 years.
that's where I'm at. Right
I don't
now.
need 35 weekly updates. I just
But I
want a
paid
toy.
for. I like the ones where you pay for it. Like I paid up front for my Thundercats. I paid up front for the Thunder Tank. Paid up front for the Sentinels. I'm like, just send it whenever
That
it
part-
shows up.
That part I understand. Like, if you,
I am not drinking that.
Why, what's the
I
matter
don't
with
want.
it?
I don't
It's
like
not
it.
hoppy.
I can smell it from here.
It's like juice.
That's what I was thinking. It smells like juice.
Take a sip.
It smells
Just
horrible.
one sip. You take a sip, I'll finish it. If you don't want it.
It's not bad.
That's it. I don't even care about COVID. I'll
gotta
finish
go.
your drink.
I got to go whiz again. I broke the seal. Sorry, boys. But let's not talk about You can talk about what you're going to do with your toys after your dogs.
No, we'll save that for you because you got a shit ton too. I'll sip it in a minute. I can't like switch that like that.
Jesse's an asshole. Oh my god, I don't understand how you made it here with him
I
on the
know,
train.
it's an hour on the train. Jesus
Oh
Christ.
my god, he was probably talking about like boobs or something.
I don't know. I just try to. The headphones are in.
Gotta tune him out. Hair product.
So okay. So I gotta talk to you. Jesus Christ. What's it been like watching your kids evolve?
Crazy. Especially recently, and I apologize to the dogs. There's nothing we can do about it. They're just facts of life. They're part of the Litlgeeks videos.
Your dogs like me.
That was quick. Jesus Christ.
Did you pee in the kitchen?
Somebody was in
In
there.
the sink?
Oh,
Kids.
fucking kids. Let's not talk about kids either.
Jesus. Just killing all the conversation here.
So
No,
why? It's been a trip because Ryan's been on.
Am I going to have to edit this shit now?
No, don't worry.
You said his name.
He's 11,
Okay.
and he will take at least one or two people in a fight. We're referring to the Litlgeeks. They're my kids. They're good kids. He's going to middle school, and he's been switched on for a while, right? Like where you pass that point of revelation where you can have a conversation, and he's funny,
Yeah.
and he's funny by himself.
Both of them are very funny.
And Luke is really starting to catch up at 9. He's flipped that switch, and he's saying funny things on his own. Like he's working it out. Like he's probably 50-50. Sometimes he's just loud, and he's trying for something. But sometimes he throws shit in there that's like, legitimately, you have to stop and be like, fuck, I made a person.
There's a conversation here that's not just like a little.
Like it's not clean your room. It's not do this. It's not homework. It's this is an actual human being that is now part of the world. It is not bad. Go ahead, pour it into my cup. It's
That
like
is-
10.5% alcohol.
Oh my God. I can't do that. Just, nope.
Don't pour yours in. You don't want it either? You guys suck.
It's too alcohol for me.
All right.
It's too hoppy for me.
In that case,
It is.
Khalil, go ahead.
No, I'll
Top you off.
Just give me a minute.
Son of
Just,
a bitch, I'm going to get you drunk.
Wait a minute. So we're talking about Star Wars HasLab. Oh, Rancor.
I guess we're done.
Yeah,
you're done.
We're done. We're not talking about that anymore.
So, okay, so.
So coconut milk, right?
I don't like it. It's weird.
I don't like coconuts.
I don't mind coconuts, but
There's
coconut milk is
anything.
weird.
Okay, but the coconut tequila
Was
that we were
nice.
shooting earlier was really good.
I'm gonna probably go.
Coconut and anything, I'm fucking out.
But what about the
You
coconut?
got a full bottle of coconut.
I'm married.
No,
My wife likes coconut, and that's fine. God bless her. I love her very much. She can have anything she likes, but I'm not drinking it.
Okay, that's fine. Plus, she does all your toys, so.
She does make a lot of toys.
There's a lot of fucking. I don't think. I mean, we've seen them,
But to
and
see them in
the-
together, exactly.
I
there's
wanna-
a wall.
Because DJ will send us pictures of each
Yeah.
One at a
one's
time.
one at a time that
Right.
he
There's-
customized.
Let's
There's
discuss,
a
like,
wall
wow,
of
wow.
hand painted.
I'm proud of this.
Boy,
though.
You
It's
guys
an
are out there
achievement.
looking for Joes. They have been
Rob DJ's
customized.
Yeah, like
Customized by
he
DJ.
has cut them up and repurposed them
So-
and had them painted by his wife. It's
G.I. Joe Classified started
fucking
last year,
insane.
and in September of last year, I said, Mrs. Wife, I won't blast out my last name. I will say, I love you.
Get out of here.
Can you take this Shang-Chi comic version and turn him into Quick Kick? I found a recipe online, and I think it's pretty easy.
Can I ask a question? How did that go, and how did you just not do it yourself? Like what?
I'm very shaky hands,
So do I. I
very
still
bad
paint
wrists,
shit.
and my eyes suck. And she's an artist. She's a teacher, but she's also like incredibly talented.
Okay.
And she's good with paint. She's good with
Did you
any
give her
media.
money? You have to give her money.
I'm married, so I give her money every day.
But did you have to give her additional monies?
Yes. Yes, I did.
What's new in the house?
So
Let's look around.
So that turned into, well, that was easy. You did that in like 6 minutes. Let's do this.
me just order some more Joes.
And then I
40
ordered parts.
figures later.
No, it's more than 40. So we did September 5 days a week, the whole month. There were 20 figures put out in September, and after September, I said, all right, you can have a break.
Yeah, we'll stop.
We'll slow down a little bit. Let's just do one a week.
Your wife is an angel.
She's amazing. She's the best thing that's ever happened to me. She's created my children and also
Just
the children that I sometimes prefer.
There's a lot up
So
there.
we've made those 20 plus nearly 52 more.
Wow.
We're 8 short of 52 now.
Wow.
So we're at 70. I look to end at 72, and when we hit September, and we've done a year with the first month being a full month full, and then every Monday since, maybe scale back to like once every month, once every 2 months.
My jaw's literally just open, just like staring at it.
Because I want to do, there's more I want to do, right?
Did you do Serpentor yet?
No, I haven't done Serpentor. I'm hoping Serpentor's tricky because that's a lot of sculpt. And
No, it's not.
Oh, it's a lot of sculpt.
Not if you get, what's his name?
It's still a lot of sculpt.
No, it's not.
Your wife sculpts
It's
the stuff too?
She does.
Wow.
She's not a fan of it, which is why I'm not going to do it. But I'd like to do like Sky Patrol. I'd like to do Battle Force 2000. I'd like to get into those teams. But honestly, my roster is... When I was a kid, I had every Joe. With the exception of maybe the first wave.
Like
they just
literally, did you really?
literally
Yeah.
like, and probably when I was about 20, the first couple of months I was dating my wife, I ended up selling almost all of them, and it was like 250. It was everybody.
And you know she's going, you know what? I really wish she hadn't fucking sold those because I wouldn't have to
wouldn't
do
have to
this
pay
right
them.
now. You'd have his old ones and be happy.
Did you sell them as a lot or did you sell them
So
individually?
it was a lot, and then the
you
guy
know-
I sold them to,
Yeah.
I sold them for like $3 or $4 grand. I got a lot of money for them.
Holy shit.
And the guy I sold them to looked me dead in the face. He's like, I really only wanted the file cards, and I'm like,
Seriously.
because I had the file cards for every single one of them, not cut.
Wow.
Full card backs. So I could have still
So
had
he
my Joes.
paid all that money just really for
cardboard.
backs. Wow.
I don't need these figures.
Well, listen, I told you earlier, the sail barge that
Do what
back
you
to
love.
HasLab, $22,000. Did I say 22? No, 22. I'm sorry, $2,200. $2,500.
2,500.
I've had
which is a lot of fucking
three reasonably okay pours of bourbon, and this is a 12.5% ABV beer.
I guess we're walking to the train later. Jesus.
Yep.
That's cool, close.
That's fine. It's hot
Close.
out.
It's hot out.
I'll call you an Uber.
This podcast was brought to you by Jackson Studios. Jax!